Somebody typed one word under this post, and 12 minutes later, they were sat in my CRM with a score next to their name. They were tagged, they were segmented, and I knew more about their business than I'd get out of most of my first sales calls. And I didn't touch anything. I was off making a cup of tea. So let me show you the whole thing from start to finish. If we haven't met yet, I'm Carly. I'm an ex-professional dancer, then an agency owner, and now I build AI and automation systems for founders. I run a SaaS on Go High Level. I'm an endorsed partner with High Level and Score App, and I'm a mum of two, which is genuinely why I build this. I don't have hours to sit in my DMs qualifying people and sending loads of messages. Plus, I absolutely hate it. And I've seen the back end of hundreds of businesses at this point, so I can tell you that almost everyone is doing the comment thing wrong, including me, for a very long time. So you can learn from my mistakes. Now, here's what most people do. They put a keyword in their caption, someone comments, and then they send them the PDF. But then as the business owner, what do they get back? They get a name and an email address. We really can't do a lot with that. Now, that is not a lead. That is a stranger who just wanted a free thing, and then you gave it to them straight away. So you've got no idea what they do, what their problem is, whether they've got any money, or whether they're anywhere near ready to work with you. So when you spend 6 weeks emailing them, or worse, you get on a call and you find out in the first 4 minutes that they were never actually a good fit anyway. How many times have you done that? But what I do instead is I send them something that makes them tell me. So by the time that they land in my CRM, they've qualified themselves. So there's 4 parts to this: the comment, the message, the diagnostic, and what happens after. So let's get into it. Okay, so part 1, and this is the simplest bit. You put a keyword in all of your content. Then someone types it and the automation catches it and it fires. You will have seen this a lot. At the end of so many people's videos now or posts, they will say, comment the word guide, or comment the word freebie, or comment the word masterclass, or comment the word whatever it is. You comment the word and then instantly you get a DM with a link to that thing. Now, there's a few things that I've learned the hard way here. 1, you need to keep the word short. Short, easy to spell, and obvious. If people have to think about it or they typo it, then you're going to lose them. I did this before and I used something super fancy like catalyst analysis. And then I realized actually 80% of people don't know how to spell catalyst analysis. And actually I didn't even know how to spell it either because I spelled it wrong on the post. So that was a major error. Keep it super simple, 4 or 5 letters max. And number 2, the keyword should relate to what they actually get. So don't make it clever. Clever always loses. Just make sure that it's relevant. And number 3, this is the important one. The typing is the point. That tiny bit of effort is your first filter. The scrollers, the people who are never going to buy it anyway, they don't type. The people that have a problem and they're looking to get it solved, they're the ones that type. So don't think that this is going to get in the way. This is a really important part of the step. Part 2, the message that goes out. So here's where I changed everything, because this used to say, here's your free guide with a PDF link on it. But now it says, I'm paraphrasing my own message here, before I send you anything, let's work out where you actually are, because the advice is different depending on your answer. A, that shows that you actually really, really care, but B, you're going to get some great insights here. And then it sends them the scorecard. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. You've just added friction. You put a step between them and the free thing. Surely this is going to slow down conversions. But we've done that on purpose, because I would rather have 30 people who told me about their business than 200 people who downloaded a PDF that they're never going to open. Think about it like this. If you went to the doctor and they handed you a prescription, before you'd even said a word, you would walk straight back out. You'd be like, you don't even know anything about me. Nobody trusts a prescription without a diagnosis. And it's exactly the same in business. You have to diagnose first. Now, quick one, everything that I show you on here, the automation, the scorecard structure, the follow-up, I hand over to anyone who signs up through my Go High Level link or my scorecard link. So if you don't have either of those and you want to get started, you can sign up below. You're going to get access to my coaching calls, my courses, my community, all the good stuff. So if you're thinking about signing up to either of those things, make sure you click my affiliate link below. Right, so part 3, and this is the good bit. So this is my AI readiness scorecard. I build these in Score App. It's what I use personally, and it plugs directly into Go High Level, which really matters, and I'll come back to why that is so important. But they answer a set of questions, they get a score at the end, and they get told exactly where they're strong and where they're leaking. Now, here's what I really want you to notice, because this is what makes it work. They're not filling in a form for me. They're getting something genuinely useful for themselves. They finish it knowing more about their own business than when they started. And on my side, I now know their entire situation, their biggest bottleneck, and roughly how ready they are to actually do something about it before we've even spoken. I'm so armed before I get on that call, which brings me to the bit that people get wrong. Your questions should be about their situation, not about your service. Nobody wants to answer, how interested are you in hiring an AI consultant? They'll happily answer, how many hours a week do you spend on admin? So it's exactly the same information, but it's a completely different feeling. So part 4, they've done it, they filled out the scorecard. Where does it go after that? So then they come in to go high level with the score attached and tagged based on how they answered. And now this is the whole payoff. I can treat different people differently. Someone scoring high is already doing things properly and just needs that next step. So with them, I'm going to give them an invitation to talk. I know that they're much more likely to be ready to work with me, and that's someone who I want to talk to. Someone scoring low isn't ready to buy anything, and they genuinely shouldn't be pitched. They get help, genuinely useful stuff for as long as it takes, and if they come good in 6 months, then amazing. We haven't lost them, but we also didn't waste time on someone who wasn't ready. Because the mistake that almost everyone makes is treating a brand new lead exactly the same as someone who's ready. And that's how you're going to burn through a list. You have to treat them differently. Okay, I just want to show you how to build this in real time. This is super, super simple. You can do this ASAP. So the first one we're going to do is Instagram. And we're going to do comments on a post. So when someone comments on a post, the page is Carly Myers Life. The post type is a published post. And then we're going to change, instead of post is, we don't want it to be on a specific post. We want any of them that has an exact match. And then we're going to put in our keyword. So say, for example, our keyword here is roadmap. Maybe a post that I've done is talking about roadmap. So there's our trigger. You can also do that for DM. But then I'm going to go to replying comments and I'm going to say, hey, check your DMs. I'm going to add another one that says, hey, just sent, something like that. And I'm also going to like comments. So you can do like a few different responses here that you rotate and then you click save. And then all I'm going to do after that, this happens automatically, is I'm going to send an Instagram DM and I'm going to say, hey, thanks so much for commenting. Before we get started, I just want to ask a couple of questions so I can help you in the best way. Then I'll say, do you mind taking this quick 2-minute quiz? Even though I never like to call scorecards quizzes because they're so much more than quizzes, I want to use the language that my clients are using. So that's why I say quiz. So then here, I would put in the URL to my scorecard. So this is my scorecard here. I use this as an AI and automation readiness scorecard, and it basically helps me see how far along they are in the journey of AI and automation. Are they brand new and haven't even looked at it yet? Or do they have AI agents set up and everything like that? Because that person needs to be spoken to and helped in very different ways. I can't treat them all exactly the same. So this is why it's so powerful. So I'm going to take that link. I'm going to pop it into my high level. Here we go, pop that into that message and then click save. And then what also happens is once they start that scorecard, they're going to get a tag which says started scorecard. I've got that set up in another workflow. And once they finish it, they're going to get another tag which says finish scorecard. So I know anyone coming through my pipeline, whether they've taken the scorecard or not. So when I say to you that taking this scorecard really helps conversions and really helps the customer journey, I know that for a fact because I can track that back to everyone that's taken a scorecard. So we're going to publish that and then save. Now I just want to quickly show you through the scorecard and what I mean by it. So I'm asking questions like, what's your job title? You know, company's annual revenue. I know, is this a big business or is this a one-man band? How many employees do you have? What industry are you in? Are you currently using a CRM? Roughly how many different software tools are you using? Because I'm doing this to not only see for my own benefit to see where they're at, but also I want to highlight to them gaps that they may have missed and things about their business that they may not have realized. So do you feel like your tech stack is giving you clarity or adding complexity? Do you have a consistent system for generating leads? Yes, it's automated. Yes, but it's manual, blah, blah, blah. So I'm asking all of these various different questions. And as I said, you know, how do your customers currently get support? It feels very uncomfortable for someone to say no structured system. You know, for someone to say my customers are not getting a good customer service. It's very uncomfortable to say that, and they may not have really taken the time to really think about that. How do you measure customer satisfaction and retention? You know, lots of them come back and say, we don't really track customer satisfaction. So asking all of these questions, as I said, it's helpful for me and helpful for them. Then once we've got that, we then go to the results page. So this is what they're going to see after that. Based on the results that they asked, based on the questions that they answered and the answers that they gave, they're going to get something very different. So they're going to get a score of their AI maturity, their business profile, their current systems, time and productivity. And then down here, this is all dynamic scoring. So it's going to say, you know, this is low for you. And it's going to say something about the fact that this is low. Then at the bottom, based on what they say, based on, whatever they answer, this changes for different things. So sometimes I might recommend that they just sign up to high level and get started with that. Sometimes I might invite them to book a call with me. Sometimes I might invite them to my membership. Sometimes I might invite them to take an audit straight away because they're perfect for that. So this is why this scorecard is so powerful, because I know once they answer these questions, I then group them into an audience, but these people are brand new. This is what they need, and we're going to put them through this workflow. This is why it's so important that you do a scorecard first and you don't just willy-nilly throw out all of these lead magnets without actually knowing where your client is in their journey. So here's the thing that I actually want you to take away. Most people use their content to just collect email addresses. I use mine to start a diagnosis. That's the whole shift, and it changes everything downstream. Now, you could bodge a version of this together yourself. People do try this, but what happens is they build the quiz in one tool, the scoring falls over, the results page looks rubbish, and then they're stitching it into their CRM with a Zap that breaks on a Sunday night, and then they're getting an email saying that your Zap's broken, and then you're like, this thing is so stressful. It doesn't need to be like that. The reason I use Score App is that the scoring and the results pages are the difficult bit, and it does them properly, and it talks to Go High Level directly. They plug in together beautifully. So the lead lands in my pipeline with the score already on it. There is no middleman and there is nothing to break. And the best part of all of this is that none of this feels like marketing to the person on the other end. It feels like someone actually asked them a question, which when you look at everything else in their inbox is quite a low bar and quite a big advantage. So go and set up the keyword trigger first. That's the easy bit. That's like 20 minutes and it works on its own even if you never build a scorecard. If you do just want to go and send them a PDF, then fine. But when you're ready, put the diagnostic behind it. My Score App link's in the description. If you want to build yours the exact same way that I did, you can go through it and you can see exactly how I did it, but you'll also get all of my templates when you sign up as well. Now, if you want to learn how to build your scorecard, I've just done a video walking you through how to build it with Score App's new AI builder. So this literally takes you minutes. The whole thing is vibe coded. It's so simple to do, and I've done a whole video walking you through it. So jump onto that one next. If you love this video, please subscribe. It means so much to me, and it means that I can get even more of these videos out to you. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.